Hi everyone, this is the help video for 2.01 quiz, Laws of Exponents. So as you watch this video, you can have this video open as you have your quiz open, or you can use this as a review before or after you complete your first attempt. Either way, I'm going to go through and show you how to solve every question. The numbers will be different from the numbers that are in your quiz, but I'm going to show you the steps that you will use to solve. So this quiz is going over our standard NSO 1.1, knowing the laws of exponents to evaluate numerical expressions and generate equivalent numerical expressions. So again, this is the 2.01 quiz. You can find the direct link to this quiz either in content or in your gradebook. So go ahead and get that open, or if you're waiting for your second attempt, you can be taking notes as I go through each question. So here's question number one, and I'm going to move my screen out of the way so you can see the graphic. Question number one is asking us to simplify the expression. And you will notice that we have the same base of 8 in both of our numbers, and they are being combined using a multiplication sign. So what do we do when we have the same base that is being multiplied? That's called the power property or the product property, and we are going to add our exponents together. So just like you can see in this little example graphic here, same base of A. If you have the same base and they're being multiplied, you can add the exponents. So we're going to follow the same rules here. We have the same base of 8, so the base will remain the same, and we can add together those exponents. 3 plus 4 is 7, so the simplified version of this would be 8 to the power of 7. Next is question two, and this is called the quotient property. So exactly the opposite from the product property. Again, when we look at our little graphic here with the instructions, we see that they're still talking about the same base. So as long as that base number is the same, which it is here, 7 and 7, then check out what we can do with our exponents. If the base is the same, and our bases are being divided by each other, that's why it's called the quotient property, then we can subtract our exponents. So in this case, our exponents were 8 and 1. So if we subtract 8 minus 1, that gives us an exponent of 7 with the same base of 7. So our solution to this would be 7 to the power of 7. So again, for quotient property, if your two bases are being divided, you would subtract the exponent. Next, we have question two, and this is called power of a power property. And you'll notice that it's called power of a power property because we have double exponents. We have an exponent that's happening 2 times, and we only have one base. So again, we can keep that same base, that's consistent here, but look at the instructions. What do we do when we are multiplying, or when we have power of a power? That means we multiply our exponents. So our exponents in this case are 2 and 7. So I'm going to rewrite it like that. 8 to the power of 2 times 7. And I can simplify this further by writing 8 to the power of 14. So again, if you have those double exponents, then you can multiply them together, keep the same base, and that will give you your simplified expression. Next, we have question number 4. And question number 4 is asking us how to write the power. And remember, when I indicate power, I'm talking about the entire thing here. Sometimes we accidentally say the exponent, right? But really, the exponent is only talking about that little number. So when I say power, I'm talking about this entire number, including the base and the exponent. So the following power is in exponential form. And we have this graphic over here where you can see the 3 different forms that we discussed in class. How can we rewrite this using expanded form? So we have the example here of 2 to the power of 3. Now, 2 to the power of 3 means our base is going to be 2. And This number up here, the exponent, tells us how many times we are going to write that value. So this is like an instruction manual. This is telling us write the number 2 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 is equivalent to 2 to the power of 3 in expanded form. So that would be the answer to this question. They're really asking us to know our forms in this one. So we went from exponential form, which is the one that has the exponent, to expanded form, which shows the work of how many times you're actually multiplying that base number. Next, we have question 5. Now, I love question 5 because check out these instructions. The instructions essentially says, if you have a base to the power of 0, then your answer is 1. Simple as that. So in this situation, 3007 to the power of 0 equals 1. That's it. It doesn't matter what the base is in this situation. I could have a base of 20 to the power of 0, and my answer would be 1. I could have a base of 15,000 to the power of 0, and my answer would be 1. So this is a great rule, your zero power property. Anytime you have a power of 0, that equals 1. It does not matter what your base is. Let's take a look at question number 6. So question number 6 is asking for the value of this power in standard form. So again, we need to know our standards. We do have this graphic here to help us. Standard form indicates that we have completely solved the answer. So we've gone from exponential form to expanded form and then to standard form. So let's go ahead and work out this problem. Now, this one's a little bit different than the ones that we've seen before because we have parentheses. And we're going to talk more about this next week. It's called order of operations. But when we have parentheses, that tells us that's a grouping. So we need to solve whatever is in this grouping first. So what operation is in this grouping? Well, we have 4 times 5. So we can go ahead and simplify that, and we can write this as 4 times 5 is 20. And we would not want to forget that we still have the power of 3 up here. So I have just rewritten this just by simplifying that 4 times 5 that's within those parentheses. My next step is going to be to write this in expanded form, right? So now I'm in exponential form. I'm going to write this in expanded form. My base is 20. I'm going to multiply 20 3 times. So 20 times 20 times 20. Now my last step is going to be to actually multiply, and I'm going to use my calculator for this because like we always talk about in class, using our calculator is a-okay, and we want to make sure that we're using it. So we can first start with just multiplying 20 times 20 and go ahead and plug that into your calculator. You will see that 20 times 20 is 400. Then you bring down the other 20 that you have not multiplied yet, and you can do 400 times 20 will give you 8,000. So this one definitely has the most steps out of all the problems we've done so far. But you can take a moment, write down all of these steps. Again, solve what is inside the parentheses first, then expand your power, and then you can move into standard form by solving the answer. And last but not least, question number 7. So question number 7, pretty simple here. Let's look at what we have. 476 to the power of 1. Now, the reason why we ask this question is because this little power of 1 trips people up so often. So let's just review what an exponent means. When you have an exponent, the exponent is telling you how many times to multiply the base. So let's look at our example over here. I just put my little purple arrow there for you to see it. If our base is 2 and our exponent is 4, we multiply the base 1, 2, 3, 4 different times to get our answer. So let's go back up to our problem here. If our base is 476 to the power of 1, that means that we are only writing it down one time. So that is the one power property. One power property states that if you have any number, no matter what the base is, and you are raising it to a power of 1, then the answer is just the base itself. All right, guys, so now we have gone over all 7 questions. Again, the numbers did look different, but your steps are the same. So at this time, it is time for you to retake or take for the first time your 2.01 quiz on laws of exponent. Also, please make sure you've already completed your IXL Skills ZDS Evaluate Powers. Both of those skills are due on a Friday. If you need anything or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher. But hopefully this video helped you and you feel more confident before taking that quiz.